Hi, it's Aran Curry here from Insight Education and the Insight Group. I'm sat today with Rahim Bar. Rahim has been a student of mine for the last since March of last year, so about a 16-month period in total. And we just want to share some of Rahim's story and how things have been. So Rahim, you welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So you first met us in March last year. Do you want to just share with the viewer here how you came across meeting us and what then happened?
Yes, of course. I'm more than happy to do that, especially what I've learned and how you've impacted my life positively. Okay. So how I started was basically I wanted to do property business long time ago, but I did not know where to go, who to face, or who to teach me. Mm-hmm. So accidentally, I was on my Facebook page. I saw this book. It was a free property book. I think it's Property Coach.
Yeah.
I ordered that book. I had it for free. Within that book, I had free tickets to go into a one-day event. I was in Cardiff then, to travel all the way to Birmingham, and then went to that one-day event. It was so inspiring. I ended up taking on the three-day event, which was in March 2018. I went to the one-day event, and then I booked myself in for June 2018 to go to the 3 days event. I went to that three-day event. Since I've gone to that course, learn what Aran has taught me, it has absolutely changed my life in a better way, in a good way. I cannot thank him enough for the positive impact he had in my life, because I always thought it's difficult to go into property business, it's expensive and I need to invest a lot of money, but he's shown a light to me to enable me to understand that I don't really need all that money. All I need was the knowledge and idea to go into property business. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So when I went to his course, I only had, I think, one property, to be honest. It was in Cardiff, not far from the city centre. But after his course, I've learned about some certain strategies he calls C's and P's and all that sort of thing. They impact my life positively in a way. I use the same criteria to look for all the properties I had, and they also helped me to negotiate all the deals I had. So from then to now, I was able to acquire about 18 properties, and still counting because I've got few on the pipeline. All I used was a strategy. If you use a strategy and you implement what he teaches you, you will get the benefit. All I would say is, if you ever want to go into property business, I know there are lots of property events out there, but I haven't seen one that has impacted my life more than Aran's one, and I really genuinely thank you for that.
Thank you.
Whether it's on camera or not, but I really do thank you for that, because I think those properties I have, I just don't use it to do my buy to let strategies. I use the strategies he taught me in any other business strategy. For example, if I were to go for rent to rent deal, I use Aran's strategies to make sure I'm getting the right property, the right location at the right price. I negotiate myself as well using all those strategies. If I were to go for rent to SA property also, I do exactly the same thing. All I need to do is to tweak it a little bit, but I do exactly those steps. If you learn those steps, you hack it and you use it, it will impact your life positively. As you can see, from 2 properties to 18 properties within 16 months. I'm not genius, I'm not the smartest guy out there, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not, right? But I believe if I can do it, you can do it. You may think it's a lot of money to invest. For example, when I started, I was like, well, where do I get that money? That's how I asked myself first. But at the same time, I said, okay, if I'm getting money from my one property, then I can use some of that money to invest in that course. And he's paid me a lot more. He made me financially free within 6 months, basically. I quit my job. I went to property full time, and I will never go back into working for people, because I know that's the only way I can impact myself and also educate myself. So I really thank you so much for that, and I appreciate all the knowledge and the materials you've also provided, which I believe is invaluable. I cannot buy it, and for you to be able to willing to provide that to me, I really appreciate it, and I thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Yeah. Brilliant. So Rahim, so you joined us on the one-day event, and then you came a few months later, June 18, you joined us on the 3-day event. So as you came into working with us, I think you were saying that you had 2 investment properties, is that right?
Right. It was one actually.
It was one at that time. So you had 1 investment property when you started, and now we're 16 months on from first meeting with me, implementing the strategies that I taught you. So how many properties do you have now?
In total, without my residential property, including rental SA and buy-to-let, altogether would be 18 properties.
Wow, so 18 properties in play at the moment.
Correct.
And I think you were sharing with me earlier on, the turnover for those properties was quite high. Just last year alone, the turnover?
It's about quarter a million.
£250,000 pounds of turnover.
$250,000 generated, yes.
Which is fantastic. Yeah. And in terms of kind of net profit washing through, you were saying about £8,000 a month, I think.
Yes, £8,000 a month. Putting them all together, that's what I generate each month.
That's great. So within a year, we've moved from one investment property to 18 properties, creating £8,000 a month, and also on top of that, you were able to give up your job at some stage. Is that right?
Of course, yeah. The thing about, I'm going to be honest here, but the thing about your course is, it's not just the 3 days event. For example, you helped me greatly in one of my properties in Port Talbot, if you remember correctly.
Yeah.
I bought this property. I bought it in auction. I did not view it, I did not see it, just bought it because I wanted to take action. Maybe that is my entry tax, they call it.
Yes.
Spent a lot of money. I had I don't know, you've called it as a business mindset. I did not have the business mindset. I was thinking how I would like the property to look like if I were to live in it.
Yes.
So I ended up, I was going with the hat, so to speak. I ended up spending lots of money in that property. I ended up paying about 25 or 30k on it. Only to find out when it was revalued at £85,000. I've already spent 110 or 15,000 in it. Yes. So again, with your advice not to sell it, that had helped me now because I've put that property in the market. It's renting now. Yes. And I've used that property to buy another property without putting any of my money down.
Yeah, perfect.
Though I haven't got the money back out, but I've used it to get another property, which I think also impacted me positively in that way and helped me greatly. Yeah. And you talked about action takers as well. The reason why I went to the course also, I remember the first day, I think it was Stuart it was, I think he took £10 out. He said, he was talking about action takers. And then I just stood up and took the £10 off him. So I had free £10 as well because he said, you are an action taker. So obviously that also made me think about, I did not know what I was doing, but I just did it. Yes. Then I realized, look, maybe I am an action taker. So that then pushes me also. I know this is a little thing, but that kicks my mind. It's okay, that enabled me to understand that I can take action. I know it's a very simple idea, but people in that room did not think about it as quickly as I did. Yes. So I took the advantage. So I believe going to these courses is what it will teach you. And he also uses a word they call hard yard. You have to put on the hard work, right? It's not an easy thing. All I would say, if you implement those strategies he teaches you, right? Even if you are not good at maths or you're not good in anything you do, if you implement those strategies, you learn them and you apply them, it will benefit you greatly and you will go a long way with those strategies.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Rahim, what's the plan from now? So you've got 18 properties now, £8,000 a month coming in. Right. You've just, as well as that, opened your own business, your own letting agent and estate agent. Yeah. What's the goal? What kind of income do you want to generate from property, and by when do you think you'll be able to do that?
Right, with your guidance and support, I'm looking to expand on that letting agency, because the reason why I opened the letting agency is to bridge the gap between the tenants, the landlords and the agent itself. I want to bring a unique service to Cardiff where investors and landlords will not see each of us as enemy. For example, where there's an issue, it will be resolved and fixed properly. If investors want to sell their properties, I can sell it on to them. And also if there's any issue with the letting side or management side, we do that as well. So my aim is to become the letting agents that anyone can go to in Cardiff, that would provide unique services and also customer centric, to ensure we provide the best services to our clients. So we're looking to grow that that letting agent. We're aiming to get at least 80 landlords or 80 properties by the end of this year.
Brilliant.
and also expand my portfolio. My plan is to get at least 6 properties by the end of this year, also to add into my portfolio, which I believe you will guide me in that process as well. But my bigger dream is to obviously become one of the go-to estate agency in Cardiff, as well as a property investor that would impact people's life positively.
Yeah, fantastic. And I think you said the goal is, you think in the next 2 or 3 years you'll be maybe £30,000 a month of rental profit. You'll have the property business alongside that, and the ultimate goal that keeps feeding through, and I'm sure you're picking it up on camera, is to give back and help others, to be able to take this and influence others and give each other a better long-term journey, which is fantastic.
Oh, thank you. The plan was actually, I need to add that in. Yeah. The plan in my property portfolio, my property journey, is to earn £30,000 a month, right? And in my letting side of the business, letting sales management, I'm aiming to earn at least £40,000 a month in 2 years down the line.
Yeah. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. And all started with a free book, a free one-day event, and joining the membership.
Correct, yes. Yeah. And the thing about that book, I did not just shelf it, right? I absolutely read it as well, right? I read the book, and it was really a good book, and I cannot emphasize enough how important that book has impacted my life, because that book, before the 3 days event, I read the whole book before then. I think I read it twice. Because whenever you read it, you learn something new.
Yes, absolutely.
Whenever you read it, you learn something new. And I think if you want to get that book, that's the book to get. I know there's lots of property books out there, but this book hits the point that you need to be successful in property business.
Fantastic. And last question, Rahim, if it's okay, is just what would you say if somebody's considering investing in coming to one of our courses? I know you're a lifelong learner. You've done so many property courses. You've learned from so many different people. You've taken. You then take action with what you learn. But they're weighing up: do I make this investment? Do I invest in Aran and go to this 3-day event and go and learn from Aran? What would you say to somebody, just in a few short sentences? What would you say to someone that it might be a struggle or it might be a commitment? And do I take that risk? Do I step up and do that? What would you say to somebody like that?
Right. I would say, if you've only had that money in your life, right, you want to impact positively yourself, or you want to be a better person, don't have two minds about investing. I'm telling you, the amount he charges for his courses is literally peanut compared to any other property courses, and I will guarantee you will have the impact, you will learn, and it will enable you to shine a light in your potentials that you would have never thought you had. So I wouldn't have two minds to reinvest in the same course as well, because when I started, I was thinking I don't have money, but trust me, if you want to do it, the money will come. Don't worry about saying you want to go X amount now, you want to do you want to invest it. Imagine if you don't have the knowledge, how do you invest it? I had the same issue. I bought my first property without any knowledge. I lost about 35k in it. I'd rather pay that money to Aran, who would teach me all these strategies that would stop me losing that 35,000. If I'd known then, I would have done that, but I did not know. So if I were you, if you have anything you want to go into property business, do not jump on it. Go to the right person like Aran, who I believe genuinely that can impact your life, and the 3 days that you will spend with him. The only regret you would have is not to take notes if you did not take any notes. But again, he will even give you the manual to take it. So everything is there. If you were to invest in properties, I would suggest you go get the knowledge, learn from someone who's actually doing what you want to do, and that way you would be able to move faster than if you were to do it yourself, or use the money you've got now to invest in a property that you don't even know what to do with.
Thanks ever so much, Rahim. Really good to spend time with you. Thank you.